Hello everyone, it's Armin Fashinovsky back at ConExpo, and with me today I have Tim Rinkle, and he's the program manager for the brand new Mack Granite.
That's right.
All right, so thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Good to meet you. Let's talk about this truck. All right, first of all, you just revealed it.
Ladies and gentlemen, next generation rugged tractor, the new standard of versatility, the all-new, all-Mack Keystone.
And Mack's industry workhorse, the new standard of vocational trucks, the all-new Mack Granite.
Built to change the industry, all new, all Mack.
We just watched a presentation where we kind of went through some of the advantages, how you improve the work for the customer. But first thing I would point out, from feel, this is a very modern, it feels modernized.
Yeah.
It feels like a new product, right?
Right.
So first, it's a compliment.
Thank you.
It's very important, but maybe you can walk us a little bit through what you're bringing to the table for the customer now.
Sure. So yeah, one of the big new things that we've done is an all new cab with this new Mack Granite. So this cab is actually 9 inches wider at the shoulder for drivers to give them more room.
Yep.
Inside, 10% more room for the driver.
Yeah, a bunch more space.
Yes. They really appreciate that shoulder room being in the truck. So this comes in an axle forward and axle back model. But yes, with the cab, one of the main focuses has been the driver. So driver comfort. So yes, that room in the cab, the amenities, the feel, the seats, brand new seats with heating, cooling, and even massage.
Yeah.
So a lot of amenities for the truck driver.
I mean, that's a huge difference
Yeah.
that it makes to a driver, right? With fatigue, just making the job easier, more concentration, less accidents, that kind of stuff, kind of passive safety.
So yeah, just focusing a little bit more on that driver and that amenities. So one thing that's very new to the trucking world is torque assist in the steering wheel. So we have a system that we call command steer, which actually takes 85% of the effort to turn the steering wheel, takes that out, and it gives that driver assistance in wheel. So he's not fighting the job site when he's in rough terrain, etc.
So is that just a boost in the power assist?
Yes.
So, but it's still a hydraulically based system with a hydraulic pump?
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, there's an electronic motor that sits on top of the steering gear that adds that torque assist.
Oh, so it's E-Pass, an electric motor. Okay. Yeah,
Yep,
very interesting.
Very
Okay.
similar. So it actually we've measured the amount of torque that it puts on the wheel is about 9 pounds. So you can think of a bowling ball sitting on the edge of the steering wheel itself. That's how much help it's giving the driver when he's driving.
Okay. Yeah, very good. And then I believe you've mentioned that you have new engine
Yes.
offers, right?
Yes.
So
this is showing our brand new engine that will meet the 2027 regulation. So the .035 knots.
Not easy. Yeah.
No, not easy. But yeah, this is it here. It's our 13 liter. And one of the things that we've done is a new horsepower rating. So it's going to be the strongest 13 liter in the industry, offering 540 horsepower
yeah,
and 1950 foot-pounds of torque.
that's a lot of torque. Yeah.
Yes.
And then I believe you also offer Cummins. Is that correct? Okay. So it's a smaller motor, reducing GVWR,
Yes.
right? And is that similar? What's that? How does it compare in terms of torque and horsepower?
So I believe the max of the X10, so it's the Cummins X10 that we're adding as an option. So it also meets the 2027 regulation, and 450 horsepower is the max that it offers. It also offers a lightweight advantage compared to our 13 liter, and can take about 500 pounds out of the weight of the truck.
Let's talk a little bit. Are these body panels, are these vacuum form composites, or?
This is metal. So this is
metal? Okay.
galvanized stainless steel. And this is the only cab in the industry that meets Swedish impact tests. So there's a BOF 10 test where we actually hit the A-pillar with a big cylinder of weight. We also crash the rear of the cab. There's a big impact that hits the rear. We also have tested the barrier impact.
Okay. So you've made improvements to safety. Do you have any driver assists technologies that, again, provide more safety for the driver?
Absolutely. So I'll talk maybe passive and then active.
Yes.
So on the passive side, we have a new airbag. So driver side airbag is going to be standard in this new Granite. We also have side curtain airbags. So in this industry, and especially in mixers, rollovers are sometimes more dangerous
High center of gravity, yeah.
than frontal collisions. So yes, having that side curtain airbag protects the driver in any kind of a rollover. We also have, it's a little bit more active, but a automatic E911 call. So if there is any kind of impact or rollover detected, it's automatically going to call 911 and get help there for the driver.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I think the rollovers might happen at a higher frequency than our viewership might assume, right? There's a high center of gravity vehicles. If you have, there's a lot of exposed area to wind and such. So to see driver side curtain airbags, I think that's a really good deal for the driver. I would certainly appreciate that if I had to.
For sure.
Maneuver a machine like this. Okay.
But to go a little bit more on that, so there's a electronic roll stability. So that helps hit the brakes for the driver if it senses any kind of, he's trying to take a turn too fast. The truck's going to automatically brake and help prevent that rollover from even happening. But then kind of go into the active, so that is more active, as well as...
So there's a computer that takes a look at the steering angle, takes a look at the speed, calculates, you shouldn't be doing this.
Yes.
And it slows down for you.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Sounds simple.
So it's measuring the yaw
Yes. Yep.
and roll of the truck as well.
Okay.
But just to kind of finish on the active safety part, we have also, as part of Mack Protect, is a front radar. So an ADAS that can do automatic emergency.
Can we see it here?
Yeah, sure. So this would do what we call AEB, or automatic emergency braking. So this would sense if there is an object in front of you that you need to throw on the brakes, and it will automatically do that on its own. So this is also where you would get adaptive cruise control. So this radar is reading that for the driver, keeping that safe distance. Then on the sides, there's actually radars on both the driver's side and the passenger side, helping with blind spots.
Very good.
So if there's any kind of another car or something like that, it's going to alert the driver that something's there. To the point that if you turn the blinker on, it's going to alert you to a noise and say, hey, there's really something over here. Don't take this turn right now.
Yeah, I love this new design language, right? I love the new lights. They look nicely integrated. Looks very beautiful. A little bit imposing, but in the best way possible. So maybe talk a little bit about your crash structures in the truck. Is that, do you consider the structure, the frame rails, in terms of how everything reacts in collisions?
Yes, so we actually test also that we want the engine and the transmission to break away.
Dive down.
To dive down. So if there is an impact, it's not going to impede on where the driver is inside the cab. It's going to go up under the chassis.
Yeah, yep. So for you viewers, I'm assuming Mack designed the structure here with some initiators so that when you crash, the engine will actually break away, roll somewhat under the vehicle, so you have fresh, clear crash space to crumple up and absorb energy, right? Yeah. So yeah, this is.
Yeah, so it's like, as I said, as both the chassis and the frame is designed to that, and then the cab itself being all steel, protecting that driver in any kind of a crash.
Then maybe for our viewers, maybe explain a little bit how the cab is isolated from the rolling chassis, right? So there's a suspension system.
Yes.
That the cab rides on.
Yeah.
Right. So is that just a spring and damper kind of system?
Yeah. Can I show you?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. So yes, here you see the cab suspension. So it's made up of airbags that the cab rides on, as well as shocks. So that's tuned to take out either the harshness of the road, big potholes, etc., and really keep it a smooth ride for the driver.
Yeah, very good. Okay. And then in terms of the transmission, this is how many speeds?
Yes, so we have a proprietary M-Drive transmission.
Okay.
The standard is 12 speed, but on the vocational side, we have a 14 speed.
Okay.
We actually have a 13 or 14 speed, but these are creeper gears. So that really is designed to help get the load moving. So the highest ratio we have is the 32:1.
Yeah.
And so with that steep of a ratio, you can almost climb up a wall.
Yeah. I mean, this truck has 2,000 foot-pounds, then times 32. You know, you do math at home. It's a lot of torque.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So what
that's
that does
quite
is it helps with startability to get the truck and the load moving. But it also, for example, this mixer, you might need to go slow on purpose to do things like curb pouring and keep a slow pour next to a machine. And so that real tall ratio really helps you keep that speed.
Yeah, drive very slowly. And I believe you mentioned that you have a new feature, a creep start, or where it takes off very slowly when you lift off the brake pedal, is that right?
Yes, absolutely. So there's a new mode in this transmission that we call creep mode. So yes, similar to an automotive car where you take your foot off the brake pedal, it's going to start moving on its own. And so we've added that to this vocational truck.
So how is that technically done? Is there a torque converter in this transmission, or how do you?
No, this is what we call an AMT, an automated manual transmission.
Okay.
So it does use a clutch, but it's electronically controlled. And so yes, it senses just that as soon as you take your foot off, that it goes ahead and engages that clutch and gets you moving.
It slips the clutch a little bit to slowly take off, I would assume.
Right.
Now, do you increase wear of the clutch and you might have to replace it more often?
No.
Designed for it.
That's the beauty of the electronics and it knowing exactly when to engage, disengage, and being designed to work specifically with our own engine, the MP13 here. So we have a system we call BodyLink. So this is BodyLink 4 that we are unveiling with this truck. And with that is flexible switches in the dash.
Oh.
And so there's programming that the bodybuilder can do there, as well as programming on the actual pinout. So we have a connector that's down here on the frame. It's probably a little hard to see. But down here on the passenger side would be the connector for the bodybuilders. So you can reprogram what those pins do for the different body. We also have CAN bus connections for the body if they need to read signals or even write to the truck and tell it what to do as well. And then we kind of went to the next level, and we can take inputs from the body and display it to the driver in the cluster.
I see. So you prepare everything so that the upfitter, the builder can integrate different functions, monitoring functionality into the cabin.
Absolutely.
Do you do that through physical switches? I think you have a combination of touchscreen and switches.
You can do it multiple ways. So yes, there are those flex switches, and we do have the option for hardwire for anyone that wants that as well. But these inputs could be any kind of a fault, maybe on the body itself, that you could display to the driver, or you could tell them, hey, your dump body is up in the air, and we could do things like safety interlocks and limit the speed of the dump when that dump is up in the air, or say a crane with outriggers, out on the ground. You can say, hey, you don't need to move yet, your outriggers are still out. So any of that kind of logic or safety interlock are things that we'll do.
Making the job more efficient and easier and safer. That's
Absolutely.
good. Maybe to close out the video, this was just revealed. When will customers be able to, when do you start production, when will this actually be on the roads?
Sure, so this is meant to meet the 2027 emissions. So January 2027, we will have the full start of production for this truck, as well as the Keystone. And you might catch a sneak peek of some on the road. In the meantime, we have some in customers' hands and continuing to do testing and get some trucks out there on the road.
Where do you manufacture these?
These are made in Macungie, Pennsylvania.
Made in the USA.
Yes.
Very good. Thank you very much.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
your time. With me today I have Fernando, also from Mack Trucks, and he is going to talk us through the new Keystone truck that was just released a few days ago. Is that right? Yesterday?
Yesterday.
Yesterday,
So,
brand new.
It's few
Yeah.
hours. Yes.
So maybe because the Keystone has a lot of parts in common with the Granite,
Yes.
maybe you can talk about what is different, what are they based on, and get into details of this beautiful truck.
Yeah, absolutely. So I would say that, of course, this is a new platform. It's actually a broader platform that is also our other highway vehicles, the Mack Pioneer, the all-new Mack Anthem. This is our new conventional range. So we started last year. We've been replacing our old models with the new ones. This is just basically the last ones as part of this batch, right? So the Granite really is our rigid, our straight truck. And the Keystone is its version that is on a tractor format, right? So the Granite will always have a body on it because it's what we call a vocational application, while the Keystone will always have a trailer. So it's a semi truck. They're always going to see a trailer hooked to it, right? But a lot of the components and parts and powertrain really are shared between them both.
So you have a relatively similar rolling chassis, but then it diverges to optimize for the different use cases, right?
Absolutely,
so
yes.
to make the job as efficient and effective
Yes.
for the driver slash
And really,
customer.
the thing about the Keystone, this is a very versatile tractor. Some of the more traditional semi trucks and tractors, they will be 99% of the time over the road. You really want to have a lot of aerodynamics. If you guys want to you have the Anthem here, you can take a look. It's very aerodynamic because you want to take advantage of being most of the time get the fuel efficiency out of that. But we also need a tractor to go to farms, to go to oil fields, to go to quarries, and if you have an application like that, this is our best product for those kind of things.
Okay, so maybe let's talk about the big difference, right? We have a sleeper on the back here, right, for pit stops. I think you have a couple different.
Yes,
variations.
this is a full-size sleeper, so it's a 64 inches long, and it's a stand-up sleeper, so it's extremely comfortable. It's very roomy inside. This truck is also going to be available as a 44-inch sleeper, which is more for small rest during the day. That's what we call sometimes hours of service. But yeah, with the 64, we're more than capable for long haul and doing multi-day trips.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then you can also get
And
it
of
without
course, it's a
sleeper.
day cab. Absolutely.
day cab.
Right? So
Yep.
that's actually the majority of our sales we expect it to be with a day cab.
Yeah, beautiful machine. And so this vehicle here, is it still technically a prototype?
This is what we call a C-build, which is an early build that we basically build the trucks to test the trucks and to test the manufacturing process.
Yeah, I mean it looks ready. I have to say, right? It does not look. That's what I'm asking.
We did a good job. But yes, I mean most of the parts that we're seeing, those are final design parts.
Yeah, so all production tooling, etc.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. So final design, and but it's not necessarily the final manufacturing process yet.
So looking at the Granite and the Keystone, how much is unique, different, revised from like the Pinnacle and previous trucks?
I would say this is pretty much a new truck from the ground up compared to the Pinnacle, right? So this is really start from scratch with the platform. Like I said, it's part of the broader platform that we're introducing with Pioneer, New Anthem, Granite, and now the Keystone. But we really want to make sure that we capture the essence of the Pinnacle. The Pinnacle has a lot of very loyal and passionate customers. We don't want to lose it, don't want to make this guys angry with us. So we really want to make sure that everything the Pinnacle was good and people loved about the Pinnacle has really translated into the Keystone, but also adding a few things that were not available on the Pinnacle. Which, for example, this one is what we call an axle back position. So you see the front axle is positioned in a setback.
Essentially, the Granite is still the Pinnacle. Everything the Pinnacle was, this still is, but then some and better, right?
Better technology,
evolved.
better safety, better driver comfort. I think driver comfort is a big thing for us. I think our prior models, they're extremely sturdy, durable, but sometimes the ride was a little rough, and that now this one. This is really a completely different story in terms of smoothness of the ride, and by the way, you're also getting a little bit of fuel efficiency. So this truck is supposed to be 6% more efficient than the Pinnacle.
That is a
on
significant
an
number.
MPG basis. So yes,
that's not easy to do. You really have to work for 6% when it comes to
Absolutely.
internal
That's-
combustion engines.
It's 6% more money in the pocket for our customers as well.
Exactly. So maybe we'll just take one look at the back here.
Yes.
If there's anything interesting we may talk about, right? So we have open channel frame, pretty standard for trucks. Would have been the same on the Pinnacle, I assume. And so
Yeah, and this truck has one thing about our, what we call our vocational line with the Granite and now with the Keystone, is that of course we offer vendor rear axles. We have some vendor components that we use, but we also have our own proprietary Mack axle. So the rear end on this truck is actually the Mack axle, which is really known as the most durable rear axle in the market. So this is truly a fully integrated powertrain. So Mack engine, Mack transmission, the AMT transmission, the MP13 engine, and Mack axles in the here
yeah, I
as
mean,
well.
nowadays you can buy great stuff off the shelf, right? But there's nothing at the end of the day of doing it all in house, all yourself.
Yeah, they're all designed together to work in tandem.
You
right?
look at it holistically and make a good product, right?
Yes.
So that's I appreciate that approach. That's very good. Fernando,
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Thank
It was
you,
very
Roman.
informative.
Yes, please enjoy the show.
Excited about new products and compliments.
We're proud
Thank
of
you.
them. Yes, thank
Okay.
you. Yeah.
All right, everyone. That was it from Mack for today. Thanks again, and like and subscribe.